Free your mind and you might be able to watch this video without judgment. And the rest will follow. Hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and many of us babies from the 80s and 90s know this icon. This is Dawn Robinson, formerly of Vogue, and forever a part of their history. She was one of the founding members of the all-girl group and left and then went back and then left in the mid-2000s to go solo. Her solo career wasn't as successful anywhere near as En Vogue, and now in 2025, she has opened up to the world that she is living in her car. And she does not feel any shame about that, nor should she. Life is hard. We do what we need to do to make it through each day, hopefully as happily as possible. And she's decided that she's going to be chronicling her car life on the YT. That's right, she's a vlogger now. Dawn shared with her followers and the world, quote, "You guys, for the past 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it, oh my gosh, it's out." She explained that she had been living with her parents in Las Vegas in 2020 and things didn't go well. Dawn explains that her mother was more than difficult to live with. "That was wonderful until it wasn't," she says. "I love my mom, but she became very angry, and a lot of her anger she was taking out on me. And I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. And this is the part that I can't figure out, but I'm trying to do what I told you all to do. Open my mind." She decided to live in her car. At that point, though, Dawn had not fully committed to living in her car. She wasn't thinking that far ahead. She was just staying in her car. And it was Las Vegas, and it was about to start getting much hotter. So she did that for about a month and then accepted an invitation from one of her managers to go back to Los Angeles and stay with him. However, that situation also took a turn for the worse when she realized there was no space for her in his home. There wasn't enough room for her and her dog and him and his dog. So the manager volunteered to get her a hotel where she ended up staying for 8 months in Los Angeles. It gets a little bit confusing to me, but she explains that it was difficult for her to find an apartment. And because of that, she started researching car life and learned about the community of people who live in their vehicles. She thought to herself, wow, I could do this. And she started her journey on March 9th, 2022, literally 3 years ago. Upon reflection, she thinks that her former manager was trying to control and trap her by playing with her housing situation, and car life was her solution. So she made this change in response to her troubles, but she describes her new living situation as a positive space for her to explore awakening, healing, forgiving, and growing. Dawn says there's a whole community of people who live in their cars, and a whole community of people who live in their RVs, and a whole community of people who live in their vans. She says, after she made the decision to live in her car, I felt free. I felt like I was on a camping trip. It just felt like it was the right thing to do. And she makes sure to emphasize, it's not woe is me. I'm learning about who I am. I'm learning myself as a person, as a woman. She does confess that that first night in her car in Malibu was scary, but she has no regrets about her decision, and she ended up getting comfortable as she learned the ins and outs of car life, including how to cover her windows and being selective with the information she shared with others around her. She also reveals that she was discouraged from sharing this news with the world. Someone told her, quote, You shouldn't talk about it because you're a celebrity. And what if they judge you? I'm like, okay, and what if? What if they judge me? So what? We're all judged. Life is life. Nobody has stepped or walked 5 steps in my stilettos. It's real and it's okay. Part of being a human is to be vulnerable. She says that part of the reason that she was open about this is to hopefully inspire others. And to make money, right? She's vlogging. Make that money. Dawn says, my aim is to inspire and let people know that you're capable of anything, no matter what the odds are against you. Good message. Dawn says that the last 3 years have really felt like an adventure. And she's documenting it all, not just for her YT channel, but also for a documentary. She does lament that it has been a period of separation from her family and friends, but she is trying to remain positive throughout this all. She says, with a good sense of humor, this is not like, oh my God, poor Dawn, she's living in her car and it's terrible. It's not, she says. She says, if you would have told me while I was in Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh? No, I'm always going to have an apartment. I can't live in my car. How can I do that? And she's done it, and she's figured it out. And thankfully, the comments section on her video have been filled with a lot of support and very little judgment. And I may not understand all of her choices, but I don't have to. It's not my life, it's hers. And even though she's not currently a member of Vogue, she should be. Vogue still tours. I saw them a couple of years ago with Salt and Peppa and NKOTB. Bring Dawn back. Let bygones be bygones. Now is a time for sisterhood. And she might rejoin Vogue and decide that she still wants to live in her car. That's absolutely fine. I definitely want some follow-up videos, though. I have a lot of questions. She probably goes to the gym to shower, I would guess. Do you leave your car running all night long? Because it gets cold in Los Angeles in the winter, like really cold. People don't know that. I am sending all of the positive vibes to her, and this one message really touched me. Somebody left a comment for Dawn that said, quote, "You never know what people are going through. I always looked up to you as an artist. People used to say I looked like you, which was a huge compliment. You are so beautiful and strong. You will make it. Better days are ahead. God bless you. Someone will make a movie of your life one day." And totally shallow, but she looks amazing for 58. Look at all the bags and the lines. She looks amazing for 58. Good for her. Life, it is full of twists and turns, so unexpected, unpredictable. Wow. Thoughts on this all? Would you voluntarily choose to live in your car? I'm pretty sure this is a choice, not necessarily a necessity, although that's probably a contributing factor. Lots to think about, lots to discuss. Let's get into it all right now in the comment section.